Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Liverpool Story Podcast with me, GEEKBOY Meta. So just to say from the start, thanks very much, everyone that watched the first one. I really appreciate it. I'm doing it slightly different today because basically, long story short, I've been to Liverpool for the parade and I've gone to watch like a football match in London. And I haven't actually been back to record the podcast before then. So I'm actually doing this live. The video on the camera is not particularly wonderful, so I apologise about that in advance. So if you are obviously listening on YouTube Studios podcast, just ignore, but there is the video as well. But like I said, just as a warning, the video is not wonderful, to be completely honest. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're doing. So it will be available on the podcast as soon as I've finished waffling on. It's just going to be a short one because it's Friday night and I want a beer, basically. So yeah. So there we go. Like I put in the headline, I was just wanted to talk about my experiences during the parade, not necessarily what happened, but the stuff that happened in the parade before the unfortunate thing that happened. And what was going on with the trophy lift, what happened afterwards, and signings, and this, that, and the other. So, I was just going to talk about that basically, just for a few minutes, and then like I said, I'll wrap it up as a podcast. Anyway, so I think it all started on Sunday. From what I remember, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. Sunday was the trophy lift. I am from Leeds, as you guys might know. So I went to a belated birthday celebration with a few friends. If you're watching, hi friends. And yeah, much to my amazement, they actually put Liverpool versus Crystal Palace on, and I was like, "What? They're doing that when it's like Champions League qualification day?" But I was like, "All right, fair enough, whatever." And yeah, we watched that. Obviously, we watched Verge lift the trophy. It was absolutely amazing. We all drank our weight in wine, as you do. And yeah, no, it was just really, really good. Really, really, really fabulous day. Absolutely wonderful. So the next day, me and a certain unidentified assailant, who might be watching this possibly, went to Liverpool for the actual trophy parade. And it was... it's difficult to talk about because it was such a great day up until the thing that happened, basically. So we set off for Liverpool, I don't know, about 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Got to Liverpool for about 9:30. Went straight to the Virgil van Dijk new mural. I did a couple of shorts there, which should be on tonight, actually. Took some photos of the mural, and then we got back in the car, went to the car park at Malmaison, so just around the corner from the Strand, basically. And the city already at that point, it was like 10 to 10 in the morning, the city was heaving. So basically, we went to go and get a Mackey's, as you do. I mean, the line in L1 was just ridiculous, absolutely absurd. There was just that many people. Then we went to a Weatherspoons just off the Strand, and I've actually got a video on my channel of that as well. And it's just like loads of people singing about Bobby Firmino and this, that, and the other, and it goes on for like 2 minutes, and people singing the Chiesa'S song, and it was great. And then we actually went to the Strand. So we got to the Strand about 11 o'clock, probably, and basically we stayed there pretty much the whole day. The only bad thing about it, obviously, was that it rained, which was a bit rubbish. But the atmosphere was great. There was these lads who were on top of a roof with like shirts off and this, that, and the other, shooting like the red smoke and whatever. There were another set of lads and lasses that were on. They were like inside of window ledges, and they were like booting footballs into the crowd, and it was really cool. And yeah, it was just really good atmosphere. I mean, the best thing about it that happened was it sort of got to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and obviously you've been sat there for like 5, 6 hours, and you're really excited that the trophy is going to be coming and Virgil will be lifting it. But you at the same time, you're like, I don't like being cold and it's really wet, and I would like to go inside, kind of thing. And I think people get in there, but just at the point it gets to like 4 o'clock. I'm really sorry if I'm getting his name wrong, and I've done a video for this as well, which should have gone tonight. I think it's Andy Hodgson. I think he's got something to do with the Anfield rap. He's a singer anyway. Does all like Liverpool songs. Andy, if for some reason you were watching it, you were absolutely brilliant, mate. That was a brilliant set. It completely went off with the Arna bounce. Completely went off with the Chiesa'S song, which is rapidly. I think the Chiesa'S go away, you. They are my copite now, shall we say? That's like now turned into my favourite song. Nearly. I mean, obviously, I love the Bobby song, and obviously back in the day, the Torres song, that was awesome. But the Chiesa song is just, it's just so cool, bloody brilliant. And then so Andy Hodgson did his set. It was really good. And then through the red smoke, after he'd finished singing, literally about 2 or 3 minutes later, there were a load of fireworks that went off just above the Liverbird building. And then basically through the red smoke, and I've got this on my channel as well, like the lads just emerged on the bus. And Mo, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but Mo on the Strand was the guy who had the cup as he came through. I don't know if he had it all the way. But Mo was carrying the cup basically. I think Sobbo was next to him, maybe Costas. We couldn't see the others because of the red smoke. And then at the end, Verge was basically sat there just basically doing that. It was like he was doing like Randy Orton, like blooming RKO thing that he does on the top rope. It was really, really cool, and he looks so good as well. And then basically the bus disappeared, and you're just like, yeah, I've just come all this way to like see 20 seconds, but it's just one of these. It was absolutely, even for 15 seconds of my life, maybe a bit longer than that. It was absolutely brilliant, and it was. Yeah, it was like everything I ever hoped for, basically. Like I said, I've been waiting to see Liverpool parade the league title since I was 10. So you're talking 34, 35 years ago, I think, something like that. Obviously, again, it's been said to death, like in COVID, none of us could celebrate, blah, 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 blah. And it was what it was. But this was it's just been like a month's worth of celebration. I mean, like the away ends at Chelsea. And who else have we just played recently? Brighton. Just no one caring about the game. People just going absolutely mental on the concourses. And then you had obviously the Anfield home games as well. And there were people celebrating after the Palace goal. And the Guard of Honour was hilarious as well. So the whole thing has been absolutely brilliant, and it was a great day. Love spending it with my brother. I wish the old man, like I said, had been around to see it, but he's not, so it is what it is. And then, yeah, just very, very quickly, so like I said, it was a fantastic day. Me and my brother decided to go and chase after the bus. What we hadn't realised is everyone was going to do the same thing. So obviously you've got the Strand and then you've got the docks, or the docks are off the Strand, basically. And we were like, oh, we'll just run around the corner, and basically I would probably say about 30,000 people had the same idea as us. So we just got gridlocked, and we were like, oh, well, we've missed the bus then. But what was interesting about that was we were umming and ahhing about going the opposite way, because basically my brother's car was at the Malmaison, which is the opposite end of the Strand, basically. But we were tempted to go and get a drink to see if we could get into Wetherspoons, and then we were kind of like, well, we could just keep walking up the street and just get in any sort of bar. Now, my knowledge of Liverpool isn't as good as the Scousers, but I think, if I'm not much mistaken, if you walk up past the Wetherspoons off the Strand, it takes you very, very near Water Lane, which I'll come to in a minute. But I don't know if it was an act of God or just a miracle or something like that. But basically, we ended up in this gridlock, had to walk through L1. So we probably would have gone round that way and got there by about 10 past 6. In any case, we'd already heard like a couple of the police cars, but we just thought, well, I don't know, it'd be like a medical emergency or something. And we went to this bar. I forget where it's called, but I am going to leave a bad review. The Bar and Kitchen, I think it's called, near the train station. Yeah, so there was this dude basically who we get to the front of the bar and he's seen us and he answered us for like 20 minutes. And eventually me and my brother were like, F this basically and walked out. But the delay that we had, basically. Oh, hi, mate. Thanks for watching. Yeah, the delay that we had basically was, long story short, it delayed us getting back to sort of Exchange Street / Water Lane area. And long story short, basically, had we made the decision to go the opposite way, we could have been where we were. Now, it's not one of these where I'm like bigging myself up or anything and making it about me. Obviously, people, what happened to us is far more important at the end of the day, and nothing happened to us. We were absolutely fine. We got to Wetherspoons. Mum was ringing us up saying what's going on, this, that, and the other. We had no idea what was going on. Finally get round back to Spoons, and then we saw getting Spoons, like you had Water Lane just round the corner, and then we saw the police cordons. We were like, what the bloody hell's going on here? And we got into Wetherspoons. Then obviously we saw all the alerts and everything, and we were just like, oh, right. And obviously there's people still celebrating. They've got no idea. And it's no offense to the people that are celebrating. Obviously there's people not checking the phones, just having a good day out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty scary at one point, because obviously people start to speculate, and obviously you worry about your own arse like most people do. And we were of the opinion that maybe this is something that it didn't turn out to be. I don't want to say it, obviously, but I'm sure everyone had the same thought in their head, like, what's going on? So me and my brother took the decision, like, right, we need to, like, get off the streets. We need to get back to the Malmaison, get under a cover, go and get, like, I don't know, 6 million glasses of wine or whatever, calm ourselves down. So we managed to get away, walk around the corner, and then we worked out what had happened. And it was, yeah, I mean, I can't speak for my brother, but obviously I was in the car with him, and we both just felt completely numb. We were like, I can't believe this has happened. And obviously, thankfully, now we know the gentleman who committed the act, and obviously we know that the people are now safe. Not all of them, obviously, I believe, excuse my ignorance, but I think there's like maybe 6 people, is it 5, 6 people that are still in stable condition in the Liverpool, but I think 45, 50 have maybe gone back home. So yeah, obviously that's the main thing, and it's not one of these. I'm not going to, like people say, oh, it's ruined the parade day, blah blah blah. That's like, look, you just need to separate. And look, the parade was awesome. What happened after the parade was not awesome. 2 completely separate things. Don't let it ruin the day. I mean, obviously there will be people, as Liverpool fans, we are used to this over the years, who are going to say, oh, same old Scousers, always the victims, it's never your fault, blah, 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 blah. If you listen on the podcast, I've just done the keep talking hand gesture, because it is just nonsense at the end of the day. It wasn't caused by Liverpool fans, it was caused by a rogue idiot, basically. Whatever the man's, I'm not going to get into the political side of it, but whatever the man's justifications, it's not acceptable to run people over in a road. I mean, you shouldn't really have to tell people that. I mean, one would have thought that was quite obvious, but apparently not to various people on a certain platform. Yeah. So yeah, it basically, we got home back to Leeds. Brother left because he had work, and I basically cried, I think, till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Woke up, cried again, searching for news, this, that, and the other. I'm sure she'll hear this, but I took a bit of a telling off, shall we say, from Mrs. Meta, because in all the excitement, I had neglected to inform her that I was actually okay. I didn't need apologies to the wife. I'll put this on the internet. I completely and utterly forgot. And then obviously, because we got back so late, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep, and I've woke up at like 12, half 12 in the afternoon. I've got all texts from the wife, and it's just like, Oh, sugar. So yeah, got a bit of telling off for that, and quite rightly so as well. It was pretty stupid on my part. So, Mrs. Meta, I do humbly apologise. Not cool on my part. But yes, anyway. But yeah, like I said, look, the parade for me is a separate thing. It was wonderful. Um, I'd love to do it again, and this time I'd like to stay over in Liverpool. I mean, obviously it'll cost a small fortune, I'm sure, but yeah, that was the one thing, having to leave early. But it was great, and like I said, I just want to say to all the victims, I hope you get better. We all love you and everything. Like I said, I put on posts and stuff on my channel. If anyone needs any support, if anyone wants to talk or shoot the, I'll swear, shoot the shit, and just talk to people, then channel's always open. Give us a shout. Yeah, or not me, just talk to friends. Don't be ashamed. Have a cry. Smash a few pints down, whatever it is you need to go talk to a specialist. Don't suffer in silence on your own. Believe me, I know of what I speak. So yeah, to all the victims, I'm so sorry you've been through this, and just stay strong. We're all here for you. And yeah, basically that's about it on the parade. Like I said, it's been a bit of a strange week. This, if you watch my channel and all the other bits and pieces I do, so came home, telling off from the wife, sorted all my stuff out. Then my brother came back, and this isn't a Liverpool thing, but basically then we had about 4 hours sleep, watched some highlights of the parade, and then we were back up to go to London. Now, the reason we were going to London is to see these guys. If you're watching the video, that is the flag of Ghana. And basically we went to watch Ghana versus Nigeria at the Brentford Community Stadium. So literally I've gone from this to that. Also, interestingly, whilst we were there, I got pickpocketed. As in, yes, I actually legitimately got pickpocketed and had to ask security at Brentford to come and help me, and this, that, and the other. Thankfully, they found my wallet and found the little scrote that did it, basically. So if the little scrote is watching at some point, have fun in yourself. So yeah, basically in the space of 3 days, I mean, it's not remotely funny at all, but I've gone from a thing where there's been an idiot who's drove a car into groups of innocent people, and literally 2 days later I've been pickpocketed. And again, in context, that is not important compared to the victims, not at all, but just from a very selfish point of view, it was not particularly helpful, to say the least. So yeah, kind of good 3 or 4 days, but also not a good 3 or 4 days as well. So yeah. Anyway, that was everything to do with the parade. So I was just going to talk very quickly for the podcast people about what's happened since then. Obviously, we've heard about Frimpong today. Personally, I'm absolutely delighted. I think he's quality. I think he'll do really well. I mean, I have a bit of a concern defensively, but then again, Trent wasn't always the best defensively as well. I don't think he was anywhere near as bad as the bloody media made him out to be, but obviously Frimpong is quite attacking as well, so there might have to be a few sacrifices. Maybe I don't know what Arna's going to do next year. Maybe he's going to go free at the back or something, or just literally say, look, we keep the high line. Frimpong goes down there, Kerkez goes down there, and we just bomb along. Who knows how he's going to play? I mean, obviously you've got Wertz to throw in there, so maybe we're going to play. I think we're going to end up playing a different formation, because with those 3 lads, you could probably play the same formation, I suppose. I mean, the fullbacks don't really change anything, but I mean, Wertz, I mean, where's he playing? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, funnily enough, the first 3 days of the first 3 games of the season gives us a bit of an opportunity, because obviously Grav's injured. My God, Grav is suspended even. So maybe you can go Wertz, McAllister, and Sobbo. Maybe Sobbo's your DM, and McAllister's just a bit further along, with Wertz just spraying balls to the front 3, or maybe Wertz plays in the front 3. This is the other thing, which I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but maybe Wertz plays in the front 3, and you have one from Diaz and Gakpo, and then you have Salah through the middle. I mean, I don't know about having Mo through the middle, but or maybe you have Gakpo or Diaz. Maybe there's another number 9 that turns up, maybe a TK, if I can even say the word. Another striker that we don't know about. It'll be very interesting to see what formation that they're going to play with the new players. But like I said, I'm delighted that Frimpong's turned up. I think he's going to be really, really good. Excuse me for a minute. Excuse me. I'm delighted he's going to turn up, and I think it's really, really good. Apparently, Kerkez is imminent. Excuse me again. That's why you don't do this live. Kerkez is in progress. Phone's just gone off. I'm just seeing if it's going to be a transfer. E-transfer is. No, okay, fair enough. So you would imagine Kerkez is going to be next through the door. I don't know if he's going away for internationals, so maybe that's delaying it. Florian Wertz today. Liverpool have bidded. I'm not sure of the exact amount, but just shy of 120, 125, 130 million. But it's all to do with add-ons and this, that, and the other. Ornstein put out a tweet basically saying, and Romano as well, basically saying the deal's nearly done, and it's not to expect a fiasco at the end. So I'm assuming we are getting Florian Wirtz, which is very, very exciting. In terms of him, I know he's just gone to Germany because they've got the Europa League next week. So maybe they have to delay his signature. But obviously, again, you've got this wretched Club World Cup, which everyone's... This is why there's so many transfers going on, because everyone's trying to get their business done, because you end up losing like a month. I believe if anyone's in the Club World Cup, everyone else loses a month of like the transfer window, and I'm like, what's that all about? I think they've moved it up a bit further. But I'm kind of like, well, there's like several thousand other football clubs in the world who want to conduct their business, and I'm not sure it's the most appropriate thing for 32 clubs to be blocking anyone else who wants to do that whilst they're off playing their competition. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, Wertz, like I said, so we've got Frimpong. We've got Kerkez is near, from what I've read reports. Hopefully, maybe that's done next week. I don't know. Maybe Arna's sticking about before he goes on his summer holidays to try and get it over the line. The Etike, please correct me. I can't pronounce the gentleman's name really that well. I've heard it's something like 100 million. But if you're dropping 125 million on Wertz or 130 million, can you afford that as well? I mean, that would suggest to me there has to be outgoing short. So, I mean, your outgoings is going to be, obviously, I mean, Kelleher's going to have to go. I mean, apparently, funnily enough, I was in Brentford the other day, and apparently he's might be in talks because they've just lost their keeper. I forget the gentleman's name. So Kelleher might be in negotiations to go to Brentford. There's obviously the chat about Núñez going to Saudi, and there's even been people saying that he might even go there for the Club World Cup. Obviously, we've also just managed to get, as a completely separate thing, we've managed to get 10 million quid for Trent Alexander-Arnold's last 30 days, which I do find hilarious. I mean, obviously, if there was a zero added onto that, would have been better. But the fact we've actually managed to get 10 million quid for someone who doesn't play for us anymore, I do find quite hysterical on Madrid's part. Yes, not bitter at all, obviously. Just like a lot of Reds out there, we love Real Madrid, don't we? We really do. We really don't. So yeah, I reckon Kerkez is done next week. I would imagine Wertz will be done. There might be an announcement in Germany, so they might just fly him a shirt over or whatever, and then he'll do the press conferences and this, that, and the other after the end of the Europa League. I mean, I'm assuming the Europa League is done. My God, the Europa League, not the Europa League, the Nations League. I bet that confused you, didn't it? More Europa League. After the Nations League, which I think starts Thursday next week. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 matches, so maybe they're done and dusted. In fact, I'm not even sure if Germany are in the Nations League. I don't know if it's just a friendly or whatever. Maybe it's just there for a couple of games. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, you would imagine if Kerkez next week, maybe Wertz gets confirmed and with press conferences and shirt signings and this, that, and the other, maybe he's done, I don't know, the week afterwards. But I'd imagine both of those two would be done in the next 2 weeks. And then obviously you've got Mamadashvili that's already been done. I mean, that takes you up to 4 signings. I can't see Liverpool doing any more than 2 more after that, which then, like, what are you doing? Are you getting a backup central defender, a backup CDM, or are you getting a brand new striker? Because I honestly don't think you could get all 3. Now, if you can't get all 3, if you sack off the CDM, that suggests to me maybe Bajcetic might be given a go. So maybe you've got Gravenberch, but then you've got Bajcetic and Endo. Maybe is his deputies Fendo stays. I don't know. And if it's the same central defenders, obviously you've got Verge, you've got Canate, you've got Gomez, and you've got Kwanzaa. And I don't know, maybe they promote Nalo, and maybe hopefully he does slightly better than he did in his debut. Wasn't great. Or maybe there's another one that they promote. I don't know. But I just don't think you can do all 3 of those unless you're going to sell some more players. Now, if you sell Harvey Elliott for maybe 50, 60 million quid, maybe you can do something else. Maybe there's a free transfer market, or maybe there's a gem in the reserves. Obviously, you've got loan people coming back, so I reckon Bajcetic, he could be given a chance. If not, maybe he's sold. That maybe gets you 20, 30 million quid. Ben Doak, again, you've got the one or the other. If you sell him, you get in 20, 25 million, or you have Ben Doak maybe as certainly not as the main, obviously, attacker. We need an actual new attacker, but I wouldn't have a problem with Doak. And then you've got Jadon Danns as well. I know he's been out injured for a bit, but maybe he fills it out. Maybe we keep all the strikers other than Nunes. I don't know. I just think that after you've done, if you do Kerkez, Frimpong, Wertz and Mamadashvili, I don't think you get another couple of signings without selling. So I reckon there's at least 3 or 4, 5, maybe even 6 are going to go. Plus you've got Rio Ngamoa as well. Does he get promoted? Maybe he's one of the first teamers now that comes through. Maybe Diaz is the one that is moved on. Maybe even Jota. I mean, I've heard an awful rumour about Gakpo maybe buying a look at him, and I would not be best pleased about that. But again, if Bayern come in and offer 100, 110 million quid, I suppose you'd have to look at it, but I would prefer not to lose Gakpo. And obviously we have got Salah, so they have got options at the end of the day. So yeah, it's all it's a very exciting start to the transfer window. I mean, we've already nearly done 1 week without football already. I mean, I think the next season starts in about 11 weeks' time now, already 11 or 12 weeks. I mean, they'll be back in pre-season in about pre-season training in about 4 weeks. And obviously you've still got Champions League finals to go as well, and you've got this Club World Cup. So yeah, there's lots of exciting stuff going on with the Reds. But yeah, like I said, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about today, just the trophy parade. Obviously, thoughts go out to the victims of what happened at Water Lane. The trophy lift was obviously fantastic the day before. It's just been a really cool month. It's been really, 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 really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed all of it. Again, obviously, other than what happened the other day, goes without saying. Basically, after all that, we've got Jeremy Frimpong, and he's the first person through the door. I think there are videos now up. I've not had a chance to do them yet because I've been doing this, that, and the other, recording and editing and so on and so forth. So, I'm going to try and check that out now and have a look at his interview and this, that, and the other. I mean, again, just before I finish, maybe Frimpong isn't going to be the right back. Maybe he's the Salah replacement. And also, just to end on a funny note, you've got to keep Chiesa now. I'm sorry, Chloe Bloxham on Red Men was actually saying that I think we should keep Chiesa just so we could sing the Chiesa song, and I'm fully on board with that. And the other thing is as well, I say that sarcastically, Mo Salah's not available for 10 weeks, potentially 10 games next season if you include Champions League and League Cup if we're still there. And I think he misses about 6 or 7 league games. So maybe Frimpong plays there. Maybe if Chiesa is now fit, maybe he starts instead of Mo. Or again, your option with Chiesa is you've bought him for 12 million quid. If he's now fit, it's a World Cup year and there's Italian teams needing strikers, you could potentially double, if not even triple that, and say, well, yeah, you can have Chiesa, but we want 25 million quid. Yes, there's a lot of those deals that are going to fall either way. I mean, I suspect a lot of the players leaving Liverpool will probably have to wait until after the Club World Cup. I think we'll lose maybe two. I think Kelleher will be gone before maybe Nunes if he wants to join the Club World Cup team. If it's Saudi, I don't know. But yeah, that's about it really. I quite enjoyed this. Thank you for the people that have watched. Like I said, this is going to be, just while we're wrapping up, this is basically being recorded as a podcast because I wasn't able to do it earlier in the week for the reasons I've already given, because I've been to Liverpool and London and God knows where else this week, and there's been chaos and fun things and drinking and mayhem going on. So this is why I'm recording it live, just so I can get it done now and then put it in a podcast. So just to wrap up, this will be available on YouTube podcasts, and it will also be available on a video on the channel. Now, just quickly before I go, I didn't want to post a lot because I actually posted a few shorts and videos of what happened at the parade up until the point where I realised how serious the situation was. So then I stopped. So I didn't post anything personally until the Wednesday afternoon. So a couple of days ago. So tonight, what I've done is I've uploaded the Andy Hodgson set on the Strand as a video. There's shorts of the Verge mural, Anne Williams, obviously wonderful, fantastic woman, just legend, basically. Just a brilliant human being with what that woman went through and like how brave and courageous she was. So I've put her mural on the channel as well, and there's a couple more shorts. And there's also a parade day vlog, which is now up, which was me wandering around Liverpool, basically drinking cans of Kronenberg and celebrating and dancing and bouncing away to the Chiesa song. So that's all up on the channel. Obviously, there's vlogs of from the other day, and there's shorts from the other day. Got the Chiesa bounce, the Arna bounce. If you're interested, the Ghana Nigeria match day vlog is up there. Thank you everyone that's watched and subscribed from that as well. I really appreciate it. It was I referenced my dad missing the parade. My father was Ghanaian before he passed 26, 27 years ago, and I would have loved nothing more to have been there with him. But obviously, sadly, I can't do that now because he's no longer with us. But I just hope he saw both his boys having a good time, basically, and watching the country. So, that's about it really, folks. So thanks everyone for listening to the podcast. Thank you to the people that have watched live. And again, I apologise if you're watching this back. The video is horrendous because of the laptop that I currently have. That I am in the process of trying to sort that out so I can do this live properly. Apologies about the not great technology involved, basically. So thanks everyone for watching. And just before I do go, if you are a subscriber, just to say my next thing after the football excitement. So there's no football now, obviously, for 3 months. So it's going to be like wrestling, horror, Comic Cons, all the other things that I do. So on the GEEKBOY Meta channel, there's going to be, he says, trying to remember, I will be in York next Saturday for York Horror Fest. So if for some reason you are a Liverpool and horror fan, please feel free to have a look at that. So the videos and shorts of that will be up. Excuse me again. They'll be up about 8 o'clock on Saturday night. If you're a wrestling fan as well, I will be covering Money in the Bank, WWE. I'm going to try and watch Worlds Collide as well. There'll be shorts and vlogs and reactions to that as well. I'll probably end up doing my wrestling podcast based off of that for the Monday as well. And then after that, I will be at Leeds Comic Con for the Geeks Amongst You. on June the 15th, I think it is. So not this Saturday, not the next Saturday, 2 weeks this Saturday, basically. And then after that, I'm going to be at, I'm trying to think when the next thing will be. I know I've got quite a bit coming up. There's about literally 15, 16 things that I'm going to in the next 10 weeks. I've got Leeds Pride coming up in 2 months. Keep an eye out for that. And then it'll be San Diego Comic Cons. Keep an eye out for that as well. And then way later down the line, if you're a wrestling fan, I've got AEW All In and WWE Leeds, which is where I'm from. So yeah, there's loads and loads of cool stuff coming on the channel, and yes, of course, there will be lots of Liverpool stuff coming as well. Just to say, I'm going to try and aim to do this now as a settled once a week podcast for Liverpool. So just looking at what's happened in the last few weeks, so I'm aiming to get that done every single Monday if I can do, and then we'll see how it goes along. But it might have to be a different day or whatever. So yeah, cool, nice one, right. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm off for a beer, and I'm going to order a kebab and watch more Liverpool Parade videos, I think. Right, everyone, up the Reds. It's been great. Again, victims of Water Lane, stay strong. We're all with you. Keep going. And if you need any help and you need to speak to anyone, like I said, just reach out. This channel's always open. Right then, guys, I will see you for a podcast next week. Bye-bye.